Welcome to another episode of Up the Middle. I'm Yergz. Today we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you and take you on a personal tour of two very important things to me, Yergz.com and Yergz Radio. I know you're thinking, well, you're a little heavy on the Yergz, aren't you? I didn't want that. With the exception of Yergz.com, it's always good to have a good, short web domain, and with Yergz.com being available, I grabbed it, and I promise you I guard that domain with my life. As far as Yergz Radio, I did not want it to be about me. However, when I looked at things like search engine optimization and being able to be found, it was an obvious choice. And so Yergz Radio was put together for the purpose of supporting mine and other podcasts that want to reach out to a more broad audience and to get additional members of their audience into wherever their virtual home may be, mine on Yergz.com. I want to thank everybody for following both on Yergz.com, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, anywhere. 2 weeks ago today, we did our last episode. It's been that long. Don't think I've been sitting on my ass. But 2 weeks ago today, we did a birthday tribute to radio legend Paul Harvey. That is now the second most watched video on YouTube for the Up the Middle brand, and the second most listened to episode on Spotify and the other directories. So you definitely spoke up. You like features like that. And next, we'll probably have to do an obvious one. I'll let you think about who that's going to be. Take a look. Stay tuned for that. Now, let's take a look at Yergz.com. You can click on the red button to view the rest of the bio. That whole thing you can read. There's pictures of me, Bill, and Hillary. That's my son, Zach. That's at the 2022 NHL playoffs, Tampa Bay and New York Rangers. There's the actual headshot. You can get me for public speaking, and you can put a request in for me to speak to your group in person or virtually and hear about my time as an Olympic athlete, as a professional athlete, as a Secret Service agent, or just the inspirational message that I try to give to everybody. And that can be done, again, virtually or in person. Here are the other brands from within the Yergz Group. The Yergz Group's home on YouTube. Talk TV 24, it's kind of like our radio station for TV and video podcasts. If you have a video podcast that you think needs more exposure, hit me up, at Yergz.com, or just write me, Yergz@Yergz.com. It's that easy. BZE TV. BZE is the three-letter code for Philip Goldson International Airport in Belize City, Belize. That's where I have another place. That's where I'm developing a hotel brand, and that's where you'll find more about Belize at BZE TV. Think the travel channel just for Belize. The Doggy Traders, you already know that one. Learn more there. Takes you to our YouTube page for the Doggy Traders. That will be back again later this fall. PWC TV. PWC is a personal watercraft. We're going to develop this logo to something a little bit better. The bottom's cut off because the actual, that's my ski, but it was actually in the water when that photo was taken, so you don't see the bottom of the ski. We're going to do a better logo for PWC TV. That's just our jet ski channel. Jet ski is a brand actually owned by Kawasaki. Sea-Doo has all kinds of different models. A Wave Runner is actually owned by Yamaha. And we wanted to be inclusive of all the brands that are out there, to include even Honda. So we just let it at the actual technical term for that type of watercraft is a personal watercraft. And PWC TV is where you can learn more about them. Those brands are developing. They're not the most exciting YouTube channels yet. Hang tight. They will be. If you need to contact me, if you forgot the email that I gave you a couple minutes ago, just come to yergz.com and click the contact page. Fill out this form, give us your email, phone number, and whatever message you want to say. It can be like fan mail or any comments, anything stupid thing that I say. Call me out on it. Support it. Don't support it. Whichever. That's where you put it. Now let's go to Up the Middle. Up the Middle is the only one with the drop-down box, and this is where you can find a link to Yergz Radio. So here is Yergz.com, the Yergz Radio page, and what you can see playing right now are Subtle Skills by Chris Staffelt. He's one of our content creators that we play on Yergz Radio. He is the host of The Life Edge. You remember that because I've been on his show twice already. He does an amazing life coaching program, and you can learn more about that at thelifeedge.com. So this is, if you go to our host company that hosts our station, live365.com, and just search Yergz. That's all you need to do. This will come up. This is our home page with Live 365. Now, you can still get us on yergz.com. But if you want to come here, it shows you a little bit about the station. We're a station that helps podcasters broaden their audience by bringing pre-recorded and live podcasts to talk radio. That's our logo. Look for that radio tower with the infinite triangle in the background and the globe, because internet radio is global. On our radio brand, we also put the yergz.com brand so that people can easily find the website. So that's Yergz Radio. If you have a podcast that you would like to get on the radio, if it's an audio only, we're happy to put your audio versions on Yergz Radio. Hit me up on our contact page at yergz.com or me direct at yergz@yergz.com. If you have both video and audio, we're happy to put the video segment on Talk TV 24 from that one Yerger Group channel that we talked about. And if you have formatted for both video and audio only, we'll take both. We'll put the video on the YouTube channel and its audio counterpart on the radio. Happy to do that. Hit me up. In this same drop-down box, you can click the podcast tab, which takes you to little information about us here at Up the Middle. And all of these are actually hot buttons. If you listen to podcasts on your favorite podcast directory, here's the top 9 that you can find us on. They are all buttons. You can all click on them, and they'll take you to our page on that directory. Next up are the videos. This part's awesome. You can watch the most recent 16 episodes from Up the Middle right here on yergz.com. That's the one from about 2 weeks ago where we celebrated Paul Harvey's birthday. There's the other 15. This is Will Grant. If you remember him, we talked to him back in June. This is almost an entire summer worth of episodes from Up the Middle right here on yergz.com. I love it. And it will play right there. It's not going to start anywhere else. You can just watch it right on the website and close it out when you're finished. This next part is also awesome. It's not populated yet because we're collaborating and we're pulling the things together because it has to go in a certain order. But this is show notes. Remember how I say everything we talk about here is cited, except for today's episode because I'm showing you firsthand. But everything that we talk about here is cited. And so I want you to have those citations, all of my references, all of the things I found, so that you can do your own homework and either call me out and say, hey, I don't agree, here's why, or you're wrong, here's why, or realize that I'm right, and there's why. So what will happen here in this white area will be a table of contents for all the show notes for the various episodes that we have the citations for. We're going to go somewhat deep into season 1, and we need to put them first so they're listed in chronological order. and then we'll get season 2, the first one, the Paul Harvey, and there won't be anything for tonight because, again, I'm all doing this right now, right here. The cool thing about this is that I am now a part of other podcasts and a live radio show. You will be able to find Doggy Trader show notes right here at Yergz.com. And starting last week, I partnered with Jane Stahl from the Be Inspired podcast. She and I now have a podcast together called Both Sides Now. That podcast is recorded every Monday and released every Tuesday morning. So look for that Tuesday, episode 2. Additionally, I have a 5-night per week radio show on Yergz Radio every evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern till 6:30. So 1 hour is all it takes, and believe me, we talk about a lot in that 1 hour. And it takes a lot to put that hour together. It really brings me a lot of respect for somebody like Howard Stern, who's been doing that for 4 or 5 hours a day for more than 30 years. God love him. That's the tour. Except for one other important thing. Let's go back to the homepage. I want to show you this. Scroll down. This is an introductory video to Up the Middle. It's the same video that you'll see when you hit the Up the Middle YouTube channel and get an intro to what we're doing here with this particular brand. But also, this is a new feature with 2.0. What I really like about this is that I can edit that personally and don't have to use my web developer to do it. And what happens is I can put news stories on there. I've done this, I've done that. What you'll see now, if you scroll through it, you'll see that I'm promoting all of the different shows on Yergz Radio. Check that out. Check it all out at Yergz.com and follow us wherever you get your podcasts, even if it's right here. If Yergz.com is how you see the episodes of Up the Middle, make sure you also find the social media tags throughout the website and subscribe to them as well. When you get to YouTube, when you get to Spotify or whatever podcast directory you may also use, subscribe there. Make sure you follow us. That way you'll be able to get any announcement we make as soon as we make it. Speaking of which, there's one coming later this week. So make sure you're tuned in to get it. You've been given some bits and pieces of it already. There will be a huge update no later than Friday. That's it for this episode, gang. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again later this week. Remember, you've been Up the Middle.